does the Justice Department determine their priority? In other words, what makes healthcare fraud on top of the list? Who'd like to go with that?
This is Dan. I can give a preliminary answer to that. It's probably a complex question, but the main reason why healthcare is so high on the list is because, you know, healthcare is enormously expensive, and it is a huge proportion of the federal budget. You know, there's effectively a bipartisan consensus that you know, we need to do more to bend down the cost curve on healthcare spending. That was a big focus of the Obama administration, and in the, you know, with the Republican Congress now, that's essentially what, you know, taking them at face value, that's what they're particularly interested in, is getting those healthcare costs down. And it's seen as a way, these kind of false claims acts are seen as a way of trying to do that. So that would be my opinion about why they focus so much on healthcare.
Any other thoughts on that, Tom?
I would add, this is Matt, I would add to that. I mean, I think that there, you know, at least in the popular imagination, waste, fraud, and abuse is something that's always mentioned in the context of Medicare and Medicaid. The Chamber of Commerce and other institutions have done studies of you know, how many billions of dollars each year can be chalked up to alleged abuse of the system. So I think, as Dan suggested, there is certainly bipartisan interest in curbing that, and the False Claims Act is certainly the most potent tool that the federal government has to try to get back some of those funds.
This is Christina. I would agree with all of that, and just also say that again, personal opinion, I don't, you know, I've never worked at the DOJ, but I do think that another big part of it is just that healthcare claims are so pervasive. There's so, I mean, and when I refer to claims, I'm not referring to claims in the sense of false claims, but just when you think about the number of individuals who receive treatment that's covered by Medicare or Medicaid on a daily basis, it's just a huge number of, you know, potential payments and potential claims that the government pays out. And so I think just by virtue of the fact that it's so high volume and so high cost, as Dan and Matthew have said, that becomes a fairly significant target.
Right. I'll just add something else. I mean, I think sometimes it does, though, trace politics, right? So in the wake of the financial crisis and the housing crisis, where there was an infusion of government money into HAMP and TARP and the housing programs, there was a spike in False Claims Act cases concerning those programs. So I think you can kind of look at certain things that are trending in terms of government programs, and you'll see the relators bar following those cases.
Go ahead.
And I would add that, you know, generally, I'd say that to some extent, some attorneys at the DOJ will sometimes view getting eye-popping numbers through a False Claims Act case as an attractive proposition. I'll just leave it at that.